First thing I want to do is I just want to talk about this bell tower just a little bit. This is a traditional Austrian bell tower. The design was gotten off the internet and was built by a friend of mine. It's really a handcrafted, beautiful accessory for any building like this, or I think even a farm or anything like this. Somebody would love to have this old dinner bell tower. Just want to show you a couple of details about it. First, if you'll see on top of it there, on the very top, there's a nice copper. It's almost a lightning rod he's got stationed on the top of that thing, but it's a real nice detail that finishes it out. And what you see about actually the little roof on it there, he's taken individual shingles and cut them down to size just to fit that. That took a long time to do that. It looks great. And then if we go over and look at the bell itself, the bell is actually from, I believe, an old farmhouse, 1850s farmhouse, and the bell was just removed from the farm and brought up here and placed on the bell tower. It's a beautiful little addition to the grounds, and I think my friend is probably got contracted to build 5 or 6 more of these things, but he does a great job and he's very reasonable. So if anyone out there wants one, let me know. Hey Frank, I think we need to show people how this worked. I mean, this was the way you call people to lunch or to dinner back in the day, as they say. So why don't you get up there and let's ring the dinner bell here and see if we can get anybody to come in here.
Okay, if I don't get up here and fall.
No, you're going to be fine. There you go. Come and get it. Yeah, so let's see if the only thing we got coming toward us are cows and sheep. I don't know. Hope you got something to feed them, Frank. So I'm going to do a little bit of grinding now. I'm going to grind out some of the old Portland cement that was put in there over the mortar, the lime mortar, and we're going to try to clean all the brick faces off as best we can. Now, the good thing about this, usually grinding isn't a good thing for bricks, but these bricks are so hard that we can grind the Portland right off there. It'll just leave the joints, and then we can get in there with a chisel and maybe a roto-zip and really take it out nicely so that we can prep it for the new lime mortar joints. I wanted to show a little bit about the problems that we're having to start off with. A guy was hired to come up here and quote-unquote repoint this brick, and unfortunately all he did was put some new Portland cement, kind of smeared it in the old brick joints. And that's going to be a problem because Portland cement is a much harder material than the old lime mortar in here. So we're going to have to go in here in between each of these grout lines, in between each of these brick, and take it out. And as you can see, it's smeared over the top, so we're going to have to kind of grind the surface down and try to restore the look integrity of the brick while doing that. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. I've already got some prep down here, so we're going to come down here and see if we can take some of these old Portland cement joints out of there and get it ready to put in some new lime mortar. And what I did, Frank, was I actually created this faceplate here, and I have a granite blade for my roto-zip, and what this does is allows me to only go about 3/4 of an inch down into the mortar joint. Now what you want to try to do is get twice the depth. You want to go in twice as deep as the mortar joint is wide, and since these are around a 1/2 inch, varies back and forth, we're going to go like 3/4 of an inch deep, and that's going to allow you to get a nice bed of mortar all the way down in there when we're repointing. I think this rotor zip is probably going to be the lifesaver here, because to do this, chiseling that stuff out would take forever. So this has been a great, it's a pretty good idea I had, and I don't know if I could sell them and make any money off of them, but at least for this particular job, it's going to make things a lot easier and a lot faster. Let's see how it works. as you can see, that went pretty quickly there on that one joint, Frank. So what I'm going to do is just go on down this. Now, fortunately, we don't have to do this over the whole house. There's only a small amount of joints that have been put in there with the old Portlands, the Portland stuff. We'll get that out of there. We'll clean them out real nicely, and we'll come back on the next segment and show just how we do that.
If I don't get up here and fall.
No, you're going to be fine. There you go. Come and get it. Yeah, so let's see if the only thing we got coming toward us are cows and sheep. I don't know. Hope you got something to feed them, Frank.